But number one, speed is so important because nothing happens slow. You know, I mean, even if you've been in business 5 years and it's not like the first year you do 3,000, the second year you do, 6,000, the third year you do, the doubling doesn't really happen. What happens is that when you take massive action and you're consistently implementing, all of a sudden the world opens. Okay. So when I was rebuilding back Fresh Start, exactly what happened is, the first couple of months, we got a stream of customers, and that was cute, okay? And then all of a sudden, one month, they were lined up to the back of the store. And I said, what in the world is going on? Okay, you don't have enough employees. We were working crazy hours. We were there all night. We were trying to process orders. It was the wildest thing ever because nothing happens slow. It happens suddenly, which is what I love, that word suddenly. You want a suddenly in your business. All of a sudden, here comes a lot of customers. So if you are not doing the massive implementation or doing some of the things, the speed secrets that I'm going to teach you here in a minute, you're missing out on so many opportunities. And so have you ever looked at a business and said, I remember when they were blank and then all of a sudden now they're huge. You say, oh my gosh, what happened? And it's because of this thing here. Nothing really happens slow. So in the previews of this, what did I tell you? I told you that nothing happens slow because it's your pondering, it's your thinking, it's your, should I do this? No, I'm not going to do it. Maybe I should. What do you think? Let me ask 3 more people. Let me ask 17 people. Let me ask irrelevant people. Let me ask people who don't really care instead of just doing it. And then when you do it, it happens very quickly. So if I can encourage you to do anything by the end of this training today, and that hopefully that is just do it. Just do it because we never know. So nothing happens slow. Let's get to number 2. When you are moving things very fast and very quickly, speed is so important because it's easier to adapt and change. You can't change if you don't have any results. So most of the time, if most of you guys have heard me speak live, and you know that I talk about results rule no matter what. Doesn't matter what my mother says, doesn't matter what my cousin says, doesn't matter what my business partner says, doesn't matter what my staff says, okay, because my staff is going to tell me about all of the aches and pains and how hard this was. Not that these are the results. And so I only manage from reports. I only manage from I did this, I followed the rules, and what were my results? So if I don't have any results, then I can't adapt and change. So when you're moving very quickly in the business and making very fast decisions, remember we're going to work on the head stuff next month for July, all about Independence Day, about how fixing your head is going to help you move quicker, faster, and build more $1-million businesses faster than you can ever imagine. But for this month, it's adapting and changing so that I want you to move quickly and as quickly as possible. Here's the reason, and I told you, is that because more results. You get more results. You get more results quicker. I love that you, those of you that came out to the MDE Live, you know that I have a grandfather clock, so you got to hear my grandfather clock going off. But more results. Are they good or bad? Good or bad, that allows you to change. So back when I was first selling, I read, of course, I read a book, okay, and one of the chapters was all about get to the result. Good or bad, either is better than neither. So it said yes or no, either is better than neither. And I'm like, well, what does that mean? And it was, well, if the customer says yes, that's great because now we can move on because you sold them. But if the customer says no, that's fantastic too because then you can leave them alone, you could take them off the list, you could stop following up. But a lot of you guys like to hang out around the maybes, around, what they said, follow up with me, maybe's great, maybe is a waste of time, maybe takes you off your game, maybe has you sitting there planning for this person that it never actually happens. I hate maybes, okay, yes or no, either is better than neither. And so when you are implementing implementing, when you ask me, should I do this, should I do this, I'm going to always say yes, because we don't know what the result can be. If you've never mailed to your list before, what should I do? It doesn't matter. Mail anything, because any result will allow us to gauge if they are open and adaptive, and we're going to have to do it again. So you want to make sure that you are implementing very quickly and implementing a massive amount. Here's another reason why speed is important, and it's really going to set you apart from all your competitors, and it's because no one else is doing anything fast. No one else. Everybody else is, let's plan it out. It takes them, 2 quarters. It takes them 6 months. They're doing one event a year because it takes them all year to plan this one-time event. They're leaving so much money on the table. People are so excited after your event. If you don't have something else for them to go to, they're going to another event. It's just not yours. They're spending other money. It's just not with you. Okay? So you want to get in the habit of doing things very quickly. Number one, it sets you apart. Number two, it helps you get more money quicker. Okay, you can't get more money if you're not doing things quickly, if you're not creating and just putting things out there. The founder of Basecamp, it is a software that's online where project managers collaborate with people. So I actually use Basecamp I'm on the board of the National Association of Moms in Business. And so for our board, we coordinate sending documents, working together via Basecamp. Okay, it's an awesome online collaborator. The founders are, I think they made like 100 million in sales, something just ridiculous. And I was reading an article about what he said in Entrepreneur Magazine, and he was talking about speed and speed to market, and that when they first created Basecamp, they had so many bugs in it. But before they knew it, they had already done over $1 million in sales, even with all the bugs. So they worked on fixing the bugs while they were, fixing customer service, making it better and better and better. And one of the things he was talking about, because he's a frequent contributor to Entrepreneur, so I read his column every month, is that he was frustrated with the fact that now they weren't just getting things to market, because, they got tired of the customer service calls, they got tired of people not liking them, and so they were taking way too long to get new products out on the market. And he goes, this is a problem for us. We are designers, and we don't know what the person is going to like. We don't know if the user is going to like if they want to do it. We need to get back to just getting it done and getting it out. And so at the end of the article, they made the decision to scrap Basecamp and to start all over with a brand new product. So you can still buy Basecamp, and we're still using it, but they're not actively selling it in its current state, because they felt like, they weren't being innovative enough. And there's so many copycats out there that they are the leader, but they said in order to keep leading that they had to change. So I'm going to do a whole strategy session with you on changing, and a whole training on change. But know that no one else does anything fast, and especially the bigger companies. Once you get big, then it takes an act of God to order supplies, let alone get a product out or produce a product or take care of customers. So one of the best reasons why I got a lot of customers at Fresh Start is because I was able to turn on the telephone service very quickly. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about what happens when somebody comes to turn on their phone service. Okay, so number one, we do not go and dig up the front yard. Okay, no, that's not what happens. And Fresh Start, just so for some of y'all that bought the program without knowing all and everything about me, so Fresh Start is a local home telephone service, was a local home telephone service. And we added additional products, so we added cell and internet